Hello everyone, this reading is for air signs for the month of June 2020. So if you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, you are in the right place, and that can be sun, moon, or rising. So welcome all air signs as we take a look at your month ahead for June 2020. So we are in Gemini season for the first 3 weeks, which is an air sign like yourselves. And then the last week on the 20th, we move from Gemini season into Cancer season. So, and Cancer is ruled by water. And I'm going to go through all the important dates of this month that you need to know. But first, I want to remind you, or just let you know, maybe you know already, that we have 4 planets in retrograde right now, starting with Pluto went retrograde at the end of April, and then Saturn and Venus and Jupiter all mid-May went retrograde, and that's just the energy that we're in right now, and it's going to be that way for a while. We are going to see one more planet go retrograde in the middle of June, and I'll go over that as well, and we are going to see one more planet we're going to see one of those retrograding planets go direct in June as well. So June's a pretty big month astrologically, a lot happening. The first thing, we kick June off with a full moon in Sagittarius, which is also going to be a lunar eclipse. Surprise, June is eclipse season as well. So not only are we going to have 5 planets in retrograde this month, but it's also eclipse season. So that's going to be on the 5th is the full moon in Sagittarius with the lunar eclipse. And then on the 17th of June, we are going to see Mercury go retrograde in Cancer. So at this point on the 17th, we are going to have 5 planets in retrograde. And if you find yourself more sensitive during this Mercury retrograde, it is because it's in Cancer. Cancer is the empath of the zodiac. So, and then on the 20th of June, this is a big day, everybody. This is a very big day. We have the summer solstice happening on the 20th. We have the switch from Gemini into Cancer season. And then we also have a new moon in Cancer, and then we also have a solar eclipse. So mark your calendars for sure for the 20th, as this is a big day coming up. The 20th is going to be a good time to celebrate. This is good energy to bring in the summer solstice with, okay? Then on the 25th, we are going to see Venus go direct. So we are going to go from having 5 planets in retrograde into having 4 with Venus going direct. And I just want to remind you that retrogrades aren't a scary thing. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a time where things are going to slow down. I know we're used to being fast-paced, but now with everything that's been happening in the world, I think that a lot of us have gotten used to slowing down, potentially, but this is really a time to slow down, to reflect, to review. The planets, I'm going to go over what each one of them means. The first one that went retrograde back in April on the 25th was Pluto. This is all about death and dying and transmutation and the shadow work. So it's retrograde, but this is actually, when Pluto goes retrograde, it makes those themes a little bit softer. So Pluto retrograde is actually kind of a welcome change. But you could see some really big themes going on there right now. We are dealing with a pandemic. So yeah, I would say those themes are very prevalent right now. And also just all the other things that are going on. Imagine if Pluto would be direct right now, it would be a lot harsher, even though there are a lot of harsh energies out there right now. And I just want to say that I want to announce that I'm going to be donating 100% of my proceeds from my Patreon page this month to charitable organizations to help end prejudice and racism in the U.S. So if you feel inspired and if you would like to become a patron on Patreon this month, just know that all of that money this month is going to be going to charitable organizations outside of the percentage that Patreon takes. So, okay. So the other planets that are in retrograde right now are Saturn, which is all about karma and challenges. And then we have Jupiter, which is about luck and good fortune. And then we have Venus, which is actually going to be moving direct on the 25th. And that was about love, relationships, intimate relationships. So those are the important dates this month. Those are the themes. There's so many themes. But let's take a look now with the tarot for you air signs for your June 2020. Okay, here we go, air signs. You start this month off with the Star, into the Queen of Swords, into the King of Pentacles, into the Magician, into the Nine of Wands, into the Queen of Cups, into the Fool, and finishing this month off with the Three of Wands, air signs. So let's take a look at your month. Starting this month off with, let's see, you have 1, 2, 3 major arcanas this month. So some big themes going on for you air signs. We have the Star to start things off. This has been a big time of, I'm hearing challenge, but yet balance as you start June off within your dream space. Your dream space could be very alive and awakened right now. And sometimes when we don't have any dreams, it means that we're working extra hard in those realms. So if you've been feeling like you're not getting much rest at all, air signs, this is because you're doing a lot of work in your dream space, and it's been really activating for you, and could also lend to new inspirations. But if you are having problems to where you're not getting the rest that you need, just speak to your guides, have a conversation with your guides or with your higher self, and just let them know that your human body needs more physical rest, and to just take things a little bit easier on you and to slow things down. Or if you really need to work hard in your dream space, that you don't remember it, you know, or that you just really get that rest in your body that you need, because sometimes we need to speak to those other energies that are out there, that are with us, some interdimensional communication, just to like kind of put some boundaries out there. Okay, it's okay for you to have boundaries in those realms. So that's the Star starting off for you air signs. And we have the Queen of Swords at the end of that week, and maybe really kind of harnessing or taking control of that your rest or your dream space really lends to direction. Maybe you already know, like, if you're deriving inspiration from that dream space, it could also be like some prophecy or some really enlightening aha moment that comes through your dream space or through nighttime work. That's really going to help you at the end of that first week, air signs, to like give you direction and focus and know which way that you would like to go. Remember, this is also the time of the full moon in Sagittarius, which is also really important that you practice self-care at this time. And I'm hearing for you air signs, this is going to be a really big release, especially as we're in Gemini season. So allowing that full moon, the fire that's available for that full moon, because air signs, you really feed fire. Give yourself that chance to release this week and to set some boundaries for yourself, okay? And then as we move into the second week, air signs, we have the King of Pentacles there for you. So maybe that direction or that momentum that's coming in from The end of the first week is going to be lending to potential business opportunities. The beginning of the second week for you, there's not a lot going on astrologically the second week, so this is kind of a good space for you to really contemplate potentially how you're making money and how to like level that up. This is the time to look to maybe get a mentor or take some classes, or to work with a coach potentially to really help you see the potential income that is possible for you, air signs. But this is a good time for you to work with someone to learn new things, or to coach you, or to really show you what you need at this point for more material, like real world security. It's okay to desire income and security. Remember, the universe is abundant. And I really think that whatever that work is that's coming in for you the beginning of that first week is going to start working like magic for you, air signs. Even if you just like kind of are in more of a reflective space about your finances and how you make money in this world and wealth, you're going to see some area of improvement you're going to have the resources for that, or the resources are going to come in for you to really magic things around in that area. So just really being aware and allowing yourself the space to reflect, as well as getting the messages and receiving the information or the knowledge to use your resources to really expand. And that's during the second week. So the third week, air signs, we have the 9 of Wands. This is going back to what I was talking about with boundaries in that first week. I feel like that those might get really challenged for you at the beginning of the third week. And remember, this is when Mercury is starting to go retrograde. It could really bring up some areas of sensitivity for you when it first starts to go retrograde, air signs. That could really help you to see maybe where you're overextending yourself. Maybe the boundaries that you have started to set at the beginning of the month, you're really seeing where you're like running yourself too thin, and I feel like you might have to make some choices and really like thinning back, or just saying no or yes, whatever that looks like. However, it's like yes to yourself or no to other more obligations and more responsibility, because by the end of that week I see the Queen of Cups for you, and this is that really big, like right around the 20th, where we have the summer solstice, the new moon in Cancer. We've switched from Gemini season into Cancer season, and we also have a solar eclipse during this week. So this is going to be a time for you to really, Gemini and Aquarius and Libra, to go within and to see where your energy is being put into places that are not supportive for you. But like if like an energy or organization or person, do you feel energy vampired, really noticing these places so you can come back by the end of this week and feeling whole and feeling more emotionally stable. I feel like this Mercury retrograde that's starting could really kick some things up for you as far as emotions, especially switching from air to water. I feel like I'm feeling this, like a lot of you air signs might be just kind of on the brink, like you've really like maybe bottled some things up or let things build, and this is the week where it's all gonna come out. Like it's okay, like I'm hearing for you to speak your truth or to say what you need, and it's gonna clear a lot of that up. It's gonna help you just really put yourself in a place of emotional support, showing yourself emotional support. And that's your third week. So then on the fourth week, we have your second major arcana card. We have the Fool here for you, air signs. And this is a time for you now that you're in Cancer season and it's no longer Gemini season. And now the thing that is cool about this week is that we find Venus going direct again. So this will be a really good time for you to feel that kind of levity and going with the flow. This is going to be a new beginning for you. I'm hearing this transition from Gemini season into Cancer season, air signs. This switch from air to water is going to help you really wash away a lot of the stuff that came up for you during Gemini season. I'm hearing that Gemini season brought a lot of stuff up for you guys, air signs. It really like wrestled some things up. It maybe blew the dust away on things, but it was really what you needed. And so now this new energy that's come in for you, or this kind of reawakening during Gemini season, is going to really start to feel like a new, like just fresh, like fresh energy, fresh perspective, ready to kind of get going on other things or new things. But there's this feeling of like you really are going to feel that new beginning with the Fool there. And at the end of the month, air signs, we have the Three of Wands. I'm feeling like this might be the end of a relationship for you, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Something where you just feel like you know that you're not investing in this any longer. And it doesn't look heartbreaking. It just looks like you know that this is the end and you're ready to move on. Like also following with that new energy that's come in for you at the beginning of the week with the Fool. This is now Cancer season, like I was saying. So you're more able to like be in your emotions and feel your own empathy, and just knowing like maybe it's those energy vampires that you really recognized in the third week, that you're ready to kind of put things to an end and walk away. And it's not in a big dramatic way. It's just that you're not going to put your energy there any longer and you're focused on other things, air signs. Okay. And that's how you end the month. So we have the Star to start things off with. I feel like this is a really active dream space for you. If you're not enjoying it, if it's too much for you, just speak to your energy, speak to your guides, speak to your higher self, and let them know that you need more rest, and to help you receive the messages and a more with ease and grace for you and your body. And we have the Queen of Swords, which is all about self-confidence, and I feel like setting those boundaries, that's going to help you feel more confident. I feel like they're boundaries that you've been needing to set for a while, air signs. And then the second week, is a great time to really focus on your career, your finances, how you make money, your wealth and abundance in this world, and to learn or to teach someone as well. Maybe you are the mentor, but I feel like this is like a very good time to either learn from a mentor, to be a mentor, and to teach someone else. But things are going to really you're going to see some things like magically come together at the end of the second week as well, air signs. The beginning of the third week, though, I feel like your boundaries are really going to be tested, and it's about staying firm within those. So you can create that self-awareness in your own emotional space. And then that fourth week is going to bring in a whole new energy for you, air signs, and you're really not there for the energy vampiring anymore. So that is your June 2020 reading, air signs. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you would like more in-depth readings by astrological sign, come join me over on my Patreon page. I have a $5 tier, an $8 tier, a $22 tier, and a $69 tier. And like I said at the beginning of this video, all of my proceeds, you're still going to get the videos, you're still going to get the one-on-one time with me, you get all the rewards, but all of that money is going to get donated to charitable events to help end racism in the United States. So come join me on Patreon. All of that money is going to be going to a very good place this month. And you can join at any time in the month, and that money will go to the charitable organizations. So, I'm going to have a link to my Patreon page below in the comments here. Also, if you would like to book a reading, you can do so at my website at tarotbymegan.com. Just go to the services page. All my pricing is outlined there. And then you can, at the top of the page, choose book an appointment, and you can book right there with me. My schedule is live updated every day. So if you would like one of these for yourself, come to tarotbymegan.com. Also linked below in the comments of this video. So I want to thank you guys all for joining me, all my beautiful air signs, and I will see you next month. Bye!